friends from the industry and friends from government, my own organization, Dr. Unni, Dr. Saji, Riaz. This is a very important meeting, as Unni mentioned in the beginning. And to set the context, I would like to go back to the background, the journey which has brought us here at this particular juncture today. Journey began more than 18 to 20 months back, developed a strategy paper for making Kerala the knowledge economy hub of India and perhaps of the world. And when we started on that journey, there were a lot of skeptics naturally, but we did bring together a very comprehensive strategy paper thanks to the inputs from industry, from my friends here, and from a lot of people. We came out with a pretty rich paper which looked into a lot of the various issues that we would have to negotiate as we go along the way. And then we brought it to the cabinet, which is the Council of Ministers. They deliberated on that and gave a tentative, in principle, approval for that program. Now the goal that government has set before it is to give jobs to 2 million people, 20 lakh people in the knowledge economy sector over the period of the next 5 years. I mean, it's a mind-boggling target, right? And I don't know when I say that it is a mind-boggling target, whether you get a sense of, the numbers here. The total intake by all the employment exchanges of Kerala per year in that space is only 9,985 as per the economic review per year. The total employment under Kudumbashree in the DDU-GKY program in the knowledge economy sector, and all sectors included, would be something again under 10,000. All the MSMEs together would probably give us 45 to 50,000 jobs, but then the knowledge economy jobs would be again under 10,000. So we are talking about a paradigm shift from a 30,000 to 40,000 range to 20 million, 2 million, that is 4 lakhs per year. So you see the challenge that lies before us. And believe me, the last 18 months has been a journey of learning for us. We have tried with my colleagues here from our partners here, we have tried practically every kind of an experiment. We have tried physical job fairs. We have tried hybrid mode job fairs. We have built a platform today which is a beautiful synthesis. I am not saying because I am part of the process. We have a platform which has got 3 beautiful pillars, integrating employers, employees, and in the center we have the skill provisioning module. So we have a brilliant platform which the central core is actually worked out by Dr. Saji's team in the Digital University. But we have about 8-9 partners, varying from robotic chats to, so lots of partners come around it. We have Zappy Hire, who deals, it's again a startup company which deals after which looks after the employer database. We have got another company, TransNeuron, which looks after iTrack and the skilling process. So this beautiful platform is kind of ready and is in use now. I'm talking about the learning that we have gone through. And, we are very proud to say that 2 days back, we have been shortlisted. This platform has been shortlisted for the awards by the Government of India, by the Ministry. So that's also very encouraging. But we don't know what the final outcome will be. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Now, here are some of the challenges that we discovered along the way. We did, probably with the help of the Honorable then Minister of Local Self-Government, Mr. M.N. Govindan Marshal, we did a survey unprecedented in the history of the state. We went to 85 lakh households and did a door-to-door survey. And we got 11 lakh people to register on this employment portal. Right? Then what we did was we started listing all the vacancies thanks to very helpful industry partners. we have listed a huge number of, nearly around 2,000 employers are there on the database. Nearly about 2,000 skill programs have been put on the database. And we have vacancies of the order of a couple of lakhs of people. It's not, it's not a small thing. And then here is the challenge. 50,000 people, nearly 50,000 of our candidates, our young youth, they have been selected for interviews. And the percentage conversion is 10,000, or the conversion is 10,600 or 700 of that range. Which means the problem becomes even more complex in that dimension. When we bring a candidate to the industry obviously can't take any all and sundry, right? Which is why they are where they are, right? So 20% conversion, how do you break that barrier? We need to break that barrier, and we need to come together to break that barrier. There has to be a kind of a thinking behind that. So here is the gist of what we think are, at least what I have learned from the entire journey the last 18 months. One, we simply don't have 2 million jobs within the state. We simply don't have 2 million jobs we will have, but 2 million jobs in the knowledge economy sector, which has got a certain definition in our strategy paper, we don't have it. Therefore, what do? We have to take recourse to outside the state, as well as the jobs that are offered to us digitally online, remote jobs. So that seems to be the only solution we can take recourse to. The second is even a little bit more startling. It is kind of common knowledge that the labor force participation rate of women is only less than half of that of men. So the labor force participation rate of women, as per the economic review report of the Government of Kerala, the State Planning Board, stood at 22.8 in 2019 to 20, right? And that of men stands at 58.8. And that number is reflected in this 11 lakh jobs. 11 lakh people who have applied for jobs on our portal exactly mirrors that split. Around 6 to 7 or 8 lakhs, I think, come from women. The rest come from men. So there is a problem here. Why are not women leaving? It's not me who is asking this question for the first time. Obviously, many intelligent people, have asked it years back. But the question is, that is a problem that Kerala has to address. And why? Because women face a disadvantage, a kind of a barrier, definitely. But women kind of get sucked into doing roles which are classified and typified as women jobs. So they would rather be at home, taking care of the family, looking after the little farmstead that they would have in Kerala, and not forget, and perhaps forget the fact that they are a rank holder or a distinction holder in BTech or BArc or B.Agri from some university. They forget that. That takes second place. Now, therefore, that problem we will have to address. Right? And the third problem in Kerala, very, very interesting problem, only referred to it briefly, is the mobility problem, what I call the mobility problem. We have offered all these jobs at 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 50,000. Now we are trying to focus on the higher end jobs also. And then the takers are very few. What does that mean? They have some job, or maybe they don't have any job, but they are comfortable. The incentive that comes to them by way of this job is not attractive enough for them to do a mobility shift, if I may call it that way. They don't want to relocate. So somebody in the rural heartland of Trivandrum, Katakada, say, he gets a better job in Cochin, he or she doesn't want to move because the costs are prohibitive, the travel costs are prohibitive, the rental costs are prohibitive. So Kerala presents a tremendous kind of a conundrum for us, and we need to tackle it collectively. for our own survival. If Kerala has got to survive as a vibrant socio-economic unit, all of you, and I'm so glad that all of you are here, all of you need to put our heads, and then come out with a solution. And that's the journey that took us to this work near home concept. This work near home concept, can we take jobs to the community? Who will participate in it? How is the risk sharing managed? Can the private sector come in? What is the involvement of our very strong community organizations through the decentralized system? Our community organizations, I don't know how many of you understand the strength. In fact, when we had the 2018 floods, I remember the World Bank, the ADB team, they did a post-disaster assessment, and they came to me and said, you survived the flood only because of your tremendously strong grassroots organization, decentralized systems in Kerala. Because a flood comes, a household is affected, the ward member is there. No other state provides that. So how do we bring the community into it, and how do we mobilize these workspaces? Are these workspaces going to be separate standalone units, or are they going to be associated or put or placed within existing institutions? A lot of questions remain. What we need to do in the course of this discussion is to kind of pick your brain around these topics. I know I have sort of taken a few more minutes than what I intended to, but I really did want to set the context of this. Once the model comes through, then what we hope to do is we will go into the financing aspect of this model. Honorable Finance Minister is very keen to push this model forward because he thinks that is the solution for the state. And if that is so, we'll have to actually think about decentralized work near homes facilities. Now, when you talk about work near home, is it simply going to be IT alone? Are we talking about a bunch of computers, high-end servers, low-end servers, and work cubicles for people to work? Or are we talking about, something more sophisticated, three-dimensional printing, some labs to create visual products? So where do you draw the line, or where do you bowl the ball to? It's a very important question, right? Because work near home, the immediate concept is let's have some computers and then that's it. But I think Kerala has got to look beyond. Of course, we have got to look very keenly on IT. That is going to be a major, a kind of a strategy for us. But we need to look at others. So a lot of questions do come up. Once we decide on the financing pattern of this in terms of infrastructure, we are hoping, tentatively, we have got the clearance in principle from the Honorable Finance Minister as well as the Chief Minister. We want to take this 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 workspaces as a project to the Kerala Infrastructure Financing Board under the Chief Minister, and we want to get it approved. Which means the idea of the gestation period for making an idea of a work near home come true should not be more than a few months. In between, what we need to do is we need to look around for locations which are already there. There could be some empty space in a ITI or in a polytechnic or in an arts and science college. We need to mobilize that. Lots of challenges lie ahead before us. But I just wanted to kind of paint the canvas of what we are, moving towards. And I really am looking forward to your ideas so that government can actually structure it. Remember, it is actually a kind of a partnership that alone will do this trick here. It's too much of a challenge for either government or for the private sector to pull it off on its own. We come together, we walk together or run together, and we get this thing off the ground. Thank you once again for your participation, and I'm looking forward to all the ideas from you. Take it forward as we go along. Thanks. Thank you very much for participating.